So Tati, just from watching her videos, seems like a very sweet girl. She could be different in person. I don't know. She does seem like she was really hurt and all of that. But, you know, she could just be that sensitive. She's got her feelings hurt and she jumped the gun and she didn't mean for it to just explode like it did. So let's just say that Tati jumped the gun a little bit and wasn't really trying to get a bunch of subscribers or send a bunch of hate out. But let's face it, Tati, you probably could have handled that privately without announcing to the whole world that this 19-year-old kid, mind you, that you have been, like a mother to since he was 17, that you could have handled it more motherly than openly on the YouTube, okay? And as far as Jeffree Star goes, so Jeffree Star, I, saw that at Ulta, everything, has this guy with makeup on, plastered all over it, and he just really is model-esque in a feminine but manly way. I don't know. I've never watched him do makeup. I actually have watched Jeffree's videos. So I actually kind of enjoyed watching Jeffree Star. It was a it was new. It was very just, he's easy to watch. He's easy to want to keep watching. But let's just go to where I feel that Jeffree Star should have stayed out of it. Because, for one, he sent a message to a 16-year-old little brother. Okay, Jeffree, has had a lot of work done, but I'm guessing he's probably in his 30s. And Tati is in her 30s. And so, I have a 15-year-old daughter. And I would never, ever blast her out on YouTube as her mother. So maybe Jeffree doesn't have this maternal link with Jamescharles. He's more of a competitor, which, let's face it, with that he is like competing with him. They are two of the most known names in guy professional makeup artists that are making makeup and making headlines and all over YouTube. This whole thing with these makeup gurus, they were talking about it on like ESPN and stuff. This was like way blown up. And there was a day or two there whenever every single thing on my feed on YouTube was random people bashing Jamescharles. Jamescharles did this. Jamescharles ruined my life. Every negative thing that they could come up with, they were coming up with and putting it out there for the world to see. Okay, so James, here's the thing. He is young, okay? He is young. For the love of God, can you turn a straight male into a gay guy? Can you make a man that has no interest in being bi-curious want to try this? Can you force it? I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that my husband would not at all be enamored by the fact that he's a celebrity and all this enough to go and make out with him all day. And for the kid that he did, like the waiter, okay, did you really have to throw that in there, that he was a bad kisser? Okay, do you know what this was? This was social bullying on a grand scale. And it makes me sick because it happens all the time. There's kids committing suicide from social bullying all the time. Jamescharles he is successful, and maybe you did help him, and maybe you do have a right to be upset that he promoted like someone else's vitamins. But come on, if he was calling you mother and your husband father, that's not how you handle a situation with a teenage son. The adult brain is not even fully developed until you're like 23 or 30. I mean, really? It was either planned. I don't know that they would have planned it, but it just really bothers me because all it was social media bullying, cyber bullying, and it got taken to another level, an extreme level. This is a young man who I don't really know Jamescharles' full background, but I'm guessing that when he was growing up and he was feminine and, then he started doing his makeup and stuff, I'm guessing that he dealt with some crap, that he was probably made fun of. He may have even been taken out of school for it. I know that he may come off as very self-centered, and that's kind of his persona, but he is a human being. He is a human being, and he was a teenager. I mean, really, everybody jumped on the bandwagon. Everybody. And that is awful. So Tati Westbrook, you probably will never watch this video, but shame on you. And I'm sure you're feeling it. And I guess you don't have kids of your own, or you would have known that they, even whenever they're putting on a persona of how great and awesome their life is, that a lot of times there's things going on inside. No matter how much money he was making, no matter how top of the world he's on, and no matter if his palate is just a great big deal. He is a young man. He is a young man, and he's being thrown into this success, and that should have been handled privately. So let us all remember that cyberbullying is a real thing. And I just really hope and pray that Jamescharles can be the stronger person and come out of this and be okay. Because how would you like it if every single video, every single media, all of them were bashing you and saying you were doing these awful things? In his video about the truth, he said, I do talk about straight boys a lot. I do. I am a 19-year-old virgin, he said. Well, you know what? I'm sure a 19-year-old virgin, whether it's true or not, I don't know. But of course he's talking about boys. And he's more of a feminine and a girl. Of course he would want a straight guy. Come on, Jeffrey. You got your little straight-ish boyfriend. Back off with James. Because at this point, it just looks like Jeffree Star was being catty. And I'm glad he came through in the end, but I don't know that he did that out of somewhere in his heart, or if he had a bunch of lawyers and big brands and lots of money saying, stay out of it. Anyway, I watched the whole thing. I stayed, kind of watching it because I was like, this is a 19-year-old kid. This is a kid. I don't care if he just turned 20. He's still young. He's still young, and he is having to grow up pretty quick. And there's going to be a lot of hard things that come with that money. Not knowing who your real friends are, not knowing who you can trust, obviously. All of you makeup gurus, maybe y'all just need to keep doing makeup and not even hang out together. And that That'd be good, because you've got kids, and he may not show those insecurities, but we all have them. If you don't have them, you're probably a sociopath. Anyway, thanks for being with me today. This is Angelia, the Holistic Esthetician. If you like this video, subscribe for more. Peace out.